Lord, take me where you want me to go. Let me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say, and please keep me out of your way. Amen. Please be seated. Transparency is the theme I see in today's readings. And by that I mean seeing things as they really are, not just as the way we want them to be. Jesus and his disciples are being besieged by the crowds, so much so that they don't have the time or privacy to even eat a proper meal. And this is all due to the word of mouth that has spread about the miracles and healings that Jesus is doing. Even the Jewish leadership must admit that he is indeed performing miracles. But because he is such a threat to them, to their power, and to their leadership, that they come up with a false narrative or lies about why he is capable of doing what he does. They say his powers come from Satan, not from God. Jesus, of course, points out how nonsensical all this is, but the Jewish leaders, well, they press on with their narrative, telling lies and hoping that others will believe them because, after all, they're very important people. And they are so convincing. Then we have Jesus' mother and his siblings arrive. They are concerned for him, and they fear that he has lost his mind. Jesus rebukes them as well. Mary should be getting all of this, right? After all, an angel came to her and told her who Jesus was and would be at the time of his conception. How could she be questioning his actions now? So we have these two groups, both of which should recognize and accept Jesus, but in this reading, they're actually rejecting him. Our other two readings this morning also address seeing things as they really are. The Old Testament reading says that Adam and Eve hid away from God after they had eaten the forbidden fruit. By hiding, they thought they could keep God from seeing what they now knew, seeing what they had done. We learn from this story that God sees us, folks. He really sees us. And there is no hiding who we are or what we have done from God. And in Paul's letter to the Corinthians, we're reminded of what our true nature is. The fact that each of us is an eternal being. He says, so that we do not lose heart. Even though our human bodies are slowly wasting away, our inner soul, who we really are, is being renewed every day. So you see, this life, this existence that we act as if it's the only thing that matters, well, indeed, it is falling away and will one day be replaced by our eternal selves. Folks, we have to see ourselves as we really are, not as how others perceive us or as we have often been taught to see ourselves. This week has been a hard week. 2 talented celebrities have died by suicide. Their names have grabbed the headlines, but they are but the tip of the iceberg. Suicide is an epidemic in our world, but particularly in our own country. It is now the 10th leading cause of death in America. The 10th. In a recent study, 2/3 of respondents said they had at one time or another considered suicide. Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain had both suffered bouts of depression. Many of us have. I myself have experienced episodic depression. We don't want to admit this because we fear it will make us look weak or untrustworthy. It's the silence that often ends in suicide. I wish I could have spoken to Kate or to Anthony. I would have told them that they are so much more than their celebrity status showed, that they are more than just successful people trying to keep up some kind of facade, that they are indeed children of God, a God who knows them and thought so much of them that the world needed one of them here. I wish I could have told them that they are eternal beings given a mission by God in this broken world. And most of all, I wish I could have told them that they are loved by their Creator. Depression is a horrible disease. And make no doubt about it, it is a disease. In Jesus' day, depression and other mental issues were considered to be demons possessing people. And Jesus, well, he never failed to heal such a person when he came into contact with them. But in our day and age, we often treat these illnesses as some kind of embarrassment, as a burden somehow, as a character flaw. Again, Jesus did not. Folks, if these suicides from this past week can be redeemed in any way, perhaps it is this: that we are more aware than before, that we will be more proactive with those around us. I am just old enough and Southern enough to remember people referring to the C word. Do you know what I'm talking about? She's got the C word. Her doctor let her know. You couldn't even say cancer back then. It was such a scary word and somehow carried such bad things about your character that you had been afflicted with it, that we couldn't speak of it. Now we act as if we have an S word. But let's not do that this time. Let's not waste time getting comfortable actually being able to say the word suicide. Let us be more sensitive to the changes in our loved ones and ask them the really tough questions. You seem different. Is everything okay? Are you considering harming yourself? Do you have a plan to do that? Involve others in helping. Involve Mother Deborah. Involve me, please. Adam and Eve didn't see themselves as they really were. The Jewish leadership didn't see Jesus as he truly was. And Jesus' own family didn't see him as he really was. And we often don't see our friends and family as they truly are. Wake up, folks. Each and every one of us is first and foremost a child of God. And we must treat each other as such. And as Paul said in today's reading to the Corinthians, do not lose heart. This time, this world is but temporary. Amen.